Okay, good morning everybody. Today's date is August 11th, 2015. And I gotta talk fast in this video because I gotta move. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in La Jolla, California. I'm an organized stalking, gang stalking, targeted individual. Now, hold on a second. Let me bring this tweet back up. Now, you're probably not going to be able to see me as clearly as you are being able to see this tweet because of the way this camera operates. If you adjust the lens right before you press record to focus on text, then when you pick up the video camera from the text and then point it towards yourself from a little bit of a distance, it doesn't appear to pick you up as well as it does the text. So I guess it's just the way the lens focuses. And I decided that in this video it's more important for you to observe some evidence pertaining to this tweet, the nature of it, and the attached tweets that are linked to it, than it is for you to be able to clearly be able to see me. Hold on one second. Let this train go by. This is an update video. Now I'll get back to this tweet in a moment, okay? This tweet is a tweet chain that was sent to the criminal, well, is she a criminal? San Diego Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman, okay, on August 8th, 2011. I'm sorry, 2015. Let me adjust this so you can see it better. August 8th, 2015, 8:56 a.m. I'll get back to this tweet chain in a minute, but before I step away from it, let me, oh, hold on. What the hell? Hold on. Okay. Before I step away from it, let me show you here real fast that there is many tweets that are attached to it, just in case they go into my account and erase this, because it's full of evidence that was sent to her. Didn't get one reply. Okay, so you can see that they were made on August 8, 2015, except for the very last one. This last one was sent to her yesterday as a result of this video right here that was sent to her yesterday is a YouTube video that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. And the reason why it was sent yesterday was because it was actually meant to be sent to her in the original tweet that was sent on the 8th. Well, part of the tweet chain that was attached to the... See, all these tweets were sent on the 8th, except for this last one that was sent on the 10th. This one that was sent on the 10th is because the YouTube video that's attached to it was meant to be put in these tweets that were sent on the 8th. This YouTube video that was sent on the 10th is actually part 2 of a two-part YouTube video series that an activist made concerning the corruption in the San Diego police, concerning child prostitution in San Diego Park Canyons. Just bear with me and you'll understand what all this means in a minute, okay? I know it's a lot to digest. She was accidentally sent part 1 of that 2-part video series. When I discovered it yesterday on the internet, okay, at Ross Grocery Store, I decided she was accidentally sent part 1. I wanted her to observe part 2. So when I discovered that it was actually part 2 that was meant to be sent to her, I sent it to her yesterday. I can click on that tweet to show you the date that was sent. There's the YouTube video right there. The title of it is Christie Speaking on Corruption of the SDPD Part 2. And you can see that it was sent on the 10th. Going back to the original, well, this is still the original tweet chain. It's just in a different window. But I got to click on it in order for you to be able to see the date that all this was sent to her. Now this one right here was a tweet that I put on Twitter. Okay. Then the second one that was attached to it, okay, clearly shows that Chief Zimmerman. Let me put my glasses on here real fast. Stay with me, everybody, because you would not believe what this video is going to be about. So basically, as a result of her getting all of the remaining tweets, you can see that are like, if I click on this second one right here, you're gonna see her Twitter account activated in blue. As a result, she's gonna be able to see the first one. She'll probably deny it. She'll probably deny she got any of them, or she'll probably say in court, if it ever reaches that far, that she can't recall if she ever seen these, because they will use sophisticated language. I don't remember. That way she can apply plausible deniability pertaining to, well, why didn't they do anything about it concerning whoever might have saw him. Now, I already know that Chief Zimmerman, her account is active because the day I sent these tweets, I noticed that it was the day after Jeremy Henwood's anniversary date was being observed. And so there were tweets in her Twitter account that were posted the day before, okay? Or maybe even that day. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. And one of the reasons why I decided to take time out of my schedule this morning, I literally have to move. Please excuse my physical appearance, but it's hot right now. Please stay with this video because of what's happening to me needs to be observed by the public because of what's happening to me. So, hold on. Now, I just woke up a little bit ago, so I'm still kind of waking up. But, so I'm going to go ahead and just fly right into the purpose of this video. I am what is known as an organized stalking, gang stalking, targeted individual. Over time, as a result of being a target of this crime, through experience, educated knowledge, and that stems from absolute, thorough, and exhaustive, in-depth research into this criminality online, in reference to articles that journalists have made, the testimony of other targets, even things that have happened to certain police departments and officers who are victims of this crime, who have been victims of this crime, like the Hemet Police Gang Squad who was gang stalked. That's all over the internet. I am aware completely. Well, I'd say that my understanding concerning this crime, in reference to its entire scope, excuse me, is probably about at least 93–94%. Now, there are many things that excited me to make this video this morning, and I don't even have the time to make this video because I gotta hurry up and move today, because if I'm not out of this area by tomorrow, I'll be arrested. One of the main reasons why I showed you this tweet concerning all this tweet chain being sent to Chief Zimmerman of the San Diego Police Department was made on the 8th of August, 3 days ago. Okay, now I made a video yesterday and a bunch of audio files yesterday pertaining to the event that took place the very next day. So, I don't have time in this video in order to explain to you every single thing that happened on the 9th. But let me just put it to you this way. In this tweet chain, in fact, I'll show it to you in a second. Let me just, in the tweet chain, it literally says, "Will I be arrested soon?" Okay, the very next day, two San Diego Park Rangers came here, and 3 San Diego police officers came here within 22 hours of me sending this tweet chain. I don't know about you, but logic and probabilities and statistical analysis automatically dictates that they are acting like they didn't know where I was and just stumbled across me. And let me just give you this other tidbit of information. Now, I don't know how this video is coming across to you in reference to my statements so far, but please stay with this video, because what I'm doing in this video is I'm literally showing you the corruption of the San Diego Police Department and the influence within the San Diego County government, and probably more than likely the California state government. Because gang stalking is nothing but a crime that is perpetrated by this organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level. It's a syndicate, and it's actually a nationwide syndicate. And I already know it for a fact, so you can go to Google and YouTube and type in interstate stalking and gang stalking, interstate stalking and organized stalking. Now, since these little filthy criminal rat-ass animal whores are in the system using their employment descriptions to achieve their objectives, they got to still make it appear that what is happening to a target when they play a role in what they're doing to a target, courts, police officers, firefighters, even when they use their doctors, county mental health, or doctors in area neighborhood hospitals that they're syndicated to, that a police officer can act. You would not believe the criminality that they have set up within the system in order to completely vilify and absolutely nullify a person that they're targeting for whatever reason. Okay, the point being is that these little filthy red-ass animal whores have literally set up a system where they, once they target a person, they can have them committed to county mental health. They can get a hold of their any medical or mental records and use it against them. Even things that are on their mental or medical history that was brought about, like false diagnoses, that they can then use later and build on as a foundation to take illegal syndicated probate control, so the target can be treated, so the target can be used for federal, state, and local funds. Absolutely. Racketeering, ladies and gentlemen, the RICO Act. Now, if you don't believe that these filthy little rat-ass animal whores are involved in organized crime, I strongly suggest you go to Google and type in the California Family Coalition and Jan Goldsmith. His first name is spelled J-A-N. He's the head San Diego prosecutor right now. I believe he's leaving office, though. He's been in office, I think, at least for the last 7 years. He's being sued by the California Family Coalition for racketeering and the extreme violations of the RICO Act and using the San Diego Prosecutor's Office for these illegal expeditions. And his wife, who's a sitting judge in the family court system, is implicated within these court proceedings in reference to the lawsuits that the California Family Coalition is filing against the San Diego prosecutor, Jan Goldsmith, and some of his some of the fellow prosecutors within the office. Now, you can also go to Google and type in Curtis Webb. He's in the San Diego District Attorney's Office. He's implicated in the working in concert with the California Protection Services targeting a woman's child as a result of her being a gang stalking victim, as a result of her being raped by a UC Davis doctor. Now, I'm all over the internet exposing UCSD. Concerning that, gang stalking is all over the information, along with RNM, and I'm not going to get into that right now. It's called remote neural monitoring. Now, you can go to Google and type in remote neural monitoring and gang stalking, but these are all sub-details that I can't get into because it'll take the whole entire video for me to explain it. So let me just go ahead and fly right into the meat and potatoes pertaining to this. Within 22 hours of me sending this tweet chain that was sent to the San Diego Police Chief, Shelley Zimmerman, which she has not replied to any of it, okay, was sent on August 8th, 2015 from this area. Within 22 hours, 2 San Diego park rangers came here with 3 San Diego police. Now, when they came up in here, okay, one of the San Diego park rangers, I asked them, I go, how did you find me? Because the area I'm in right now, you literally gotta get down on your knees and crawl underneath 2 trees to get, and then walk up a hill, then walk on a bunch of level ground, and then come back in order to find me. Because I picked this location intentionally for that reason. It is completely off of a trail, okay? And in order to even walk to those 2 trees that you gotta literally crawl underneath to then get up and then walk up a hill. Once you walk up the hill, you then walk about 15-20 feet, and then you gotta make a left, walk about another 20 feet, and then go through a bunch of stuff just to get to this area, which is completely, almost totally concealed by trees, bushes, and so on and so forth. Now, they tried to say that they found me as a result of following the trail. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a smart woman. I'm not stupid. When I left here yesterday to go, I had to spend one of the 2.5 days they gave me to move going to Walmart to take back a $60 backpack that I bought that I was going to use in order to be able to carry more camping gear with me, because I was literally planning on leaving this area within 2 days before they came. I was literally planning on leaving because of the situation. I'm being gang stalked to all my hiking areas, okay? The evidence I got is indisputable, which I'm even going to show you a little bit of it in this video, which is going to, in your face, literally, undeniably prove to you that I'm being gang stalked. Hold on. And the evidence that I'm going to show you was played to these police officers when they came here and they tried to act like they couldn't make sense of it. Absolutely. And they're not the only ones that have said the same lame bullshit. Hold on. So I said to this park ranger, I go, how did you find me here? He goes, I just followed the trail. Well, that's a complete lie, because there is a trail that leads to the entrance that leads to another direction, but that trail continues in another direction. I took a part off of that trail, okay, that does not look like at all that anybody has been through it, because you know what I even did? I even went as far as making sure that the leaves were recovered up in reference to any leaf displacement. In other words, I made sure that the leaves did not appear that they were displaced or even crumpled upon. in reference to people walking on them. That's literally the lengths that I went to protect myself, and to prove that any normal appearing excuse these little filthy red-ass animal whores would use in reference to coming to me at this area, because they got to make it appear that they know I'm here for normal appearing reasons, and the reason they use is a complete lie, which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. But the point being is I literally went out on my way to make sure that all footprints were covered up, that no leaves were displaced, to make it so it wouldn't look like that somebody has displaced leaves in order to walk into the area, to walk underneath the trees and then come way back up in here. The point being is that he said that he followed the trail to come here. There is no trail to come here. The trail that leads to the spot where then you gotta walk over this huge, big, gigantic fallen tree, go down this little spot, and then walk about 7 feet, and then literally crawl. You gotta literally get on your hands and knees and then bend down your upper body just to walk underneath these fallen trees, to then do what I've already aforementioned. Now, yesterday when I left here to go take this bag back at Walmart, which I had to do, and I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute, because it needs to be explained. Yesterday when I left here to go take this bag back to Walmart, and I crawled back underneath those trees that they came through, okay, to come here. And then once I got back to where the trail's at, listen to this. I looked at the area again. Hold on. Now, if you were to follow that trail, anybody, like if they were, like say if they, I already know they knew I was here. Okay, they're gonna deny and call me crazy concerning it, and probably try and say that now she thinks we're stalking her. Absolutely, you better believe I do. Hold on a minute. The point I'm trying to make is this: where the area where I was locking up my bike, okay, is about 30 feet away from the entrance that leads to the trail that I walked off of to go through everything I've already described to get to this spot. That trail, when it continues, leads up into whole nother section of the area. Now, they said that they found me by following the trail. The trail actually leads to way another wooded area. Hold on. Now, I heard their vehicles go by, so I stayed quiet once I heard the first vehicle go by and then the second vehicle by. I stayed completely quiet. Hold on. Now, when you leave that spot, okay, when you enter that spot over there, over by the trail where he said, okay, that he followed, when you see that area, the only logical explanation concerning a trail would be continued to go in the direction that is completely away from here. None of the landscape at all is displaced. Yesterday when I left here to go to Walmart, I got out my video camera. Now there's one part of that trail, if they were to inspect it, that literally, I took a video picture of it, that literally had some it was like a bunch of branches that were about this long, and they were literally propped up to go this way, and this way. In fact, I think I might have even propped them up in order to be able to notice them when I came to came back and forth from this area, because I was thinking to myself, well, if I want to know if anybody's ever been in fact I did. I thought to myself, if anybody's ever want to come up in this area for any reason, they'd have to walk through this little fence, okay? And I made it to appear that it was natural. Okay, now I'm spending too much time in this, so I'm going to go ahead and close this aspect of it up. None of the area, that if they would have continued to walk on that trail, nothing has been displaced. They would have literally had to walk through those branches that were set up. Okay, I set them up a couple months ago when I was in this area, just using it for meditation reasons. But the point being is that was not displaced at all. I took a video picture of it, and I literally got down on the ground and literally looked this close to the ground to see if any leaves, okay, had any compressions in reference to footprints. None of them did. Completely still in place in reference to the way they fell. So they didn't even bother walking towards. No leaves were displaced or nothing. And that little fence of branches, about 3 or 4 of them that went this way and a couple that went down towards this way, they would have had to have been moved for anybody to continue to go down that trail. So basically what they did was they entered the spot and went directly to me. which is a complete lie because I'm not off the trail. I mean, I'm off the trail, but I'm way back up in here, way off the trail. He said he followed the trail. So that's a lie right there. And if you came to this area, you would see that it was nothing but a complete lie because you would be able to see what I'm talking about. But anyways, now, I had no intention at all to go towards that direction. So let me get into the meat and potatoes pertaining to this video. Check my batteries. Okay, now, fellow American citizens, go to Google and go to YouTube and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. I was literally made homeless as a result of being a victim of this extreme criminality. In Michigan, it's a nationwide syndicate. There's blogs online right now that were hacked by the perpetrators in Michigan, and what they did was they put a lot of bullshit and discrediting shit in these blogs, and as a result of the current events that were happening to me in Michigan, when I noticed that they did this, I didn't have time to take it out. In fact, I took it out a few times and they kept putting it back, so I just said forget it. But there are blogs in Michigan clearly showing that I was being gang stalked. I made blogs in Connecticut clearly showing that I was being gang stalked, and then I come from Connecticut to California, and I've been gang stalked along every single one of my routes, every single day, non-stop, and extremely, well, I'm going to prove it, one of the aspects of how I'm being gang stalked in San Diego in this video. But the point being is, I want you to look at this. This is a bottle of cough syrup. Stay with me, because the reason why I'm showing this to you is because I have extremely bad allergies, okay? And every time that I have to move because of these filthy red-ass animal hordes, I've been gang stalked now to 7, 8 different hiking areas. Hold on. Okay. And every time that I have to move, like the other day, I just spent about $15 on some food. That food's gonna have to be left behind. I gotta throw some of it out. I gotta leave the other part of it behind, okay? And they gave me 2.5 days to vacate from here, and they've said that after those 2.5 days, they're gonna come up here and clear everything out. Which means that I'm gonna have to leave a few things behind, hide it in a separate area, take time out of my schedule after moving, which is gonna take time out of my schedule, at least 2 to 3 days. Okay, I've completely readjusted myself in a new area that's further away from neighbors who can hear me scream, okay? I'm gonna have to leave property behind. I'm gonna have to live in the mental fear every day until that property is retrieved that it's gonna be stolen, either by them or by them, and then they'll just deny and say it was a homeless person. Then I also gotta worry every single day about my property being stolen at other areas that I've dropped in property off at and the new area that I'm going to. This is how I gotta live every day, on top of the fear that is intentionally, okay, anchored in my mind as a result of me being gang stalked to each area. Yesterday when I got up, before I went to Walmart, the night this happened on the 9th, I bagged up a bunch of stuff. And I'm not going to say where I put this stuff at, because I can only carry so much on my bike. And you know what they're doing to my bike? They're flattening my tires. And guess what another thing they're doing? They're playing around with my brakes, so the brakes that hug the wheel, the rim, so when you press the brakes and the brake pads go on the rim, they're screwing around with it so the brake pads stay stuck on the rim, making it harder for the wheels to go for me to ride my bike, even to walk it. Now, the tool that I would use in order to fix this problem that they're creating on my, I know it's them doing it because it was a brand new bike. When I first bought the bike, it wasn't doing it, and now it's doing it. And I took a thorough look at it yesterday. The only way that this could be done is by them doing it. Now, the tool that I would use to correct the problem is at another hiking area. I can't go and retrieve that because I got 2.5 days to move, and one of those days was dedicated to me having to take a $60 backpack back to Walmart. Now, the reason why I took one day out of my schedule, out of these 2.5 days to do that, was because I can move to this other area, which I'm going to have to move to by today, okay? And then they could stage an event there, rob me, which means they could have stole the backpack. I could have came back here then to retrieve the back of one that I originally had, and that could have been stolen by the San Diego Park Rangers when they come in here to clear everything out. Okay, the point being is that I bought this backpack so I could put more stuff in it. I started using it for a few days and realized that it was just way too heavy, the backpack itself, let alone with everything inside of it. It was just killing my back. So I had to take it back because of it was $60. Okay, so that, and then going to Rouse and charging up my power cells for my phone, because I gotta make sure that I got power for this phone in case something's happening to me or somebody's approaching the area that I'm in. And they're using homeless men because they're easily bought up and paid for, easily relocated, okay, and they can use them for anything: rape, robbery, assault, any of my property theft. And I'm talking about an in-your-face physical event. And let me tell you how skillful these little rat-ass animal whores are. This is organized crime in the system. One of the individuals that used to harass me on the intersection off of La Jolla Village Square Drive, where CVS is on one side of the road and Ralph's is on the other side, he harassed me on over 9 different occasions. One day, when I got off the 201 bus to get off the bus to go to CVS, and he was standing there holding a sign, "Please help, I need money for food," I noticed as I was crossing the intersection and got to the corner he was standing on, the sign he was holding, guess what it said on the other side of it that was closest to his body? San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission. Is this where they're getting the homeless people that have harassed me? Why would a big old board that he's carrying and holding say the San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission on it? And then his sign was on the other side of it. Now, you can go to Google and YouTube and type in homeless shelters and gang stalking. In fact, when the San Diego Rangers were here, one of them tried to bait me to go to a women's shelter. After they left, I Googled women's shelters and gang stalking, and you can too. The Homeless Outreach Team, one of the main persons dedicated to that, which police officers are directly working with, physically working with, okay, tried to direct me to apply for low-income housing, which he said I'd probably be on a 2-year waiting list. After he left my physical presence, I Googled low-income housing and gang stalking. It's all over the internet. All over the internet, that low-income housing and Section 8 housing, two separate things. Low-income housing, Section 8 housing is infested with gang stalking expeditions, as well as apartment complexes, motel rooms, even rooms for rent. They'll gang stalk you everywhere. Okay, so the point being, the homelessness was created because of these filthy rats. They're intentionally, creatively keeping me in it. Just like every other target is saying all over the internet. Go to Google right now and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking. 2 searches, one to organized stalking, the next one to gang stalking. Creating homelessness of targets. Do you really think that when you observe the amount of Google-generated numeric responses and all the blogs and YouTube videos that come up of what's happening to other targeted individuals who do not know each other, who are sharing the same story, being gang stalked at their apartment complexes, being gang stalked at their motels, being gang stalked at homeless shelters, okay, churches, charities, self-help groups, you name it. Do you really think that people who do not know each other, thousands of people all over the internet, detailing their stories about what's happening to them in these aforementioned descriptions, are lying? Bullshit. Go to Google and type in gang stalking and police. So, do you really think that it's an accident within 22 hours of me sending all this evidence, indisputable evidence of me being gang stalked, audio evidence, video evidence, the video of Christie exposing the corruption in the San Diego Police Department, part 1 and 2, YouTube that. Do you really think them coming here, okay, was an accident, that they just stumbled across me? Complete bullshit. The reason why I showed you this cough syrup is because every single time, this costs $5. Every single time that I gotta move, I've had to buy camping equipment and drop it off at separate areas because I'm being gang stalked to each area, harassed at each other. And one of the ways that I can prove to you that I'm being gang stalked at multiple different areas is go to Google and type in Exposing Truth Instagram account. I'm going to bring it up right now and show it to you. Let me get my glasses on. This video is not turning out as good as I wanted it to, but it is what it is. Okay, now this is my Instagram account. I spelled truth wrong. Okay, now my Twitter account has the same name. Let me bring up Twitter so you can see what my Twitter account is. Go to my Twitter account and look at what was posted from August 3rd up until August 12th. Well, that'll be tomorrow. And look at the tweets that were posted, all of the evidence. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to enlighten you on. Check this out. Let me just get a sip of coffee here. In this tweet chain that was sent to Shelley Zimmerman, Okay, this is the first one that wasn't sent to her, but the ones that were sent to her, hold on. The ones that were sent to her, okay, you can clearly see that the first one is attached to it. This one right here, okay, is a blog of another gang stalking target in Oceanside, which is in San Diego County. It's not in the city of San Diego, but it's in San Diego County. Her name is Bonnie. She's being gang stalked all over Oceanside, and police are all over her blog. Okay? And the first one is a Twitter link pertaining to a, let me open that up real fast. Okay, this is a Twitter link pertaining to how San Diego Park Ranger appeared along my path, okay, and so what I did was I copied and pasted the link and included it within this tweet, because I was illustrating a point, because Bonnie is also talking about how they're appearing at her entrances and exits. Then I started sending Chief Zimmerman what I sent her, okay. Now these were posted, let me just click on that so you can see the date. 9:02 a.m. on August 8, 2015. Now, once that's brought up, you can see that that original one is attached to it. Okay? Now, look at all this evidence that's attached to this. I can bring each, I can bring each one of these up, and you can clearly see that they were sent on the 8th. That they were sent on the 8th. Okay? All of them sent on the 8th. Okay? You can clearly see it. Okay? All the evidence. Now, so when you go to this Exposing Truth at HIGGINSGGGG Twitter account, look at all the tweets that were sent from the 8th up until the 11th, and then go back and look at all the tweets that were sent from the 3rd up until the 11th. Cross-reference. But here's the point I want to make to you as well. Now, I want you to look at who was also, hold on, sorry about that. Look at also who was sent these last part of these tweet chains. Okay, hold it, wait a minute. Oh no, I'm sorry. What I did was, see, when you make a tweet chain, okay, you can go up into this icon, this little part right here, and you can copy the link to the tweet. Okay, so all of these tweets will just be like this little thing up here at the top where it's in blue, twitter.com Higgins. That means that the entire tweet chain can be copied and pasted, the link of it, into other where you can repost it to Twitter. Now, this tweet chain was sent to KTBLA, okay, or KTLA, whatever. It's I think it's News 10. Dan Gillian is a high-profile lawyer here in San Diego, and the ACLU. Okay, the next morning, the morning they came. Okay, showing that they were sent. Okay, this evidence, showing that this evidence was sent to Chief Zimmerman. So what am I trying to say? Within a week to 2 weeks before I was evicted, before my rent was stolen in Michigan, guess what I was doing? Going down to WDIV, the Detroit Free Press, this was in Michigan, going to the ACLU and contacting Amnesty International through emails. So let's take a look at this. If you go to this Twitter account, you will see that a copy of this tweet chain that was sent to Zimmerman was sent to, it was put online the next day, that morning, the morning of the 9th. It was sent to, it was put on Twitter, and it was also sent to the ACLU, Dan Gillian, and KTBL or KTLA, whatever. It's a News 10. Okay, it was sent to 3 places: a news station, ACLU, and a high-profile lawyer. Okay, now let's take a look at this. In Michigan, right before they stole my rent, which made me homeless, mail theft and mail delayment, postal workers, Google that and cross-reference it to gang stalking. Within that 2 weeks before they stole the rent, I was physically going down to news stations. I bought a ticket to go to the ACLU and was literally making emails pertaining to making predictions concerning about what could happen to me on my way to the ACLU. Cyber surveillance and email hacking is a method of gang stalking, so they knew it. Hold on. I was emailing Amnesty International, and I was going down demanding police reports to be made concerning what I was experiencing in that apartment complex. Found out later that the police reports that I made, the verbal statements I made, was filled with lies and facts were omitted. The Dearborn Police in Dearborn, Michigan. Now, filing falsified police reports is all over the internet to be directly connected to gang stalking. So, let's take a look at this. 2 weeks before, within 2 weeks before they finally stole my rent that made me homeless, okay, I was contacting Amnesty International, the ACLU, and news stations. 22 hours, or within 12 hours of me sending these tweets to Chief Zimmerman, I copied the tweet chain as a link, posted it on the internet, and then sent it to a news station, a lawyer, okay, and the ACLU. And they came and evicted me from my hiking area. Now, the same thing happened in Michigan in reference to, I caught gang stalking evidence on video, in-your-face evidence on video, me being gang stalked at U of M in Dearborn, Michigan. I also was going down to a lawyer, the Benner law firm in Farmington Hills, Michigan, pertaining to a hospital that they were using in Dearborn to target gang stalking victims, in reference to a subcrime that is attached to gang stalking. So let's take a look at this. Within a week of me catching indisputable evidence of me being gang stalked at U of M, me going down to a law firm and researching other law firms' addresses and everything online at U of M, okay, and me calling the police on U of M's campus police because of them not doing nothing about the gang stalking of me at U of M. They came to my hiking area right across the street from U of M and evicted me from my camping area. So basically what I'm saying is that every single time that you get evidence pertaining to what's happening to you and the places that it's happening to you at, and you start making noise about it, they come at you where you live. Now, this is 3 examples I've explained to you just so far. This is a pattern of behavior. When an uncorrupt police officer, like a detective or whatever, or even a member of the FBI, is investigating a crime, what they're going to do is sit back from the crime scene and they're going to look for patterns. They're going to take down information. They're going to look at the crime scene. They're going to look at all the variables involved with it in reference to the available information that is available at hand, and then any ascertained information that stems from that or any part of the investigation. And they're going to try and connect the dots. They're going to try and look for patterns. Well, this is literally what gang stalking targets do too, is that they look for patterns pertaining to what's happening to them. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. My name is Leslie Williams. I live in San Diego, California, in La Jolla. I've been made homeless. I came to San Diego in order to survive the homelessness because of the good weather. Okay? How was I gang stalked from, oh, and by the way, the same thing happened to me in Connecticut. I was being gang stalked along all my routes in Connecticut. So what I did was I started emailing the ACLU. I even stated I'm coming to see you to follow up on what has been sent to you and to find out to see if you can give me any help. And I was literally arrested on my way to the ACLU by the Hartford police. And they changed their excuse pertaining to why they arrested me 5 times. Do you really think that's an accident? So, fellow American citizens, my name is Leslie Williams, and what I am doing right now, just in this one video, which well, the only thing so far that I've explained to you in this video is patterns of behavior. But right now, I'm going to literally show you pattern of evidence. Indisputable in-your-face evidence, where there's a pattern, an indisputable pattern, and it's audio evidence. So, one of the ways that they intentionally mentally let me know that I'm being gang stalked and to mentally batter me about it, mentally, psychologically harass me concerning it, and you got to look at it this way. The only way that they can be propping up all these different people along all my route to intentionally mentally remind me that I'm a gang stalking victim by then placing people along my routes and saying gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, in that way and more. Suck my you know what. Go to Google and type in repeating words and phrases in gang stalking. Repeating physical gestures, like you can go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass read comments. That's the YouTube title. Okay? And make sure you look in the description of that YouTube video. Then placing and propping up people along my routes to repeat gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalker, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk, is how they intentionally, purposely let me know that I'm being gang stalked because they gotta know where I'm at to prop these people up along my route to do it. What do you hear? Now, I'm going to play this again because I accidentally had the volume turned down low. These two men are saying gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, and then the same one says gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up. It's clear as day. This event occurred right up the street from this area. This same exact technique has been caught on this property. Explained to me, to the San Diego Park Rangers, and they didn't give two shits. They were played this. The Park Rangers were played this, and 3 of the San Diego police officers that came here on the 9th were played this, and they tried to act like they couldn't hear it. But check this out. I'm going to play another one in a minute. Check this out. When they came here, and I said, look, the homelessness was created because of the gang stalking. You guys won't investigate me being gang stalking, so how can I get out of the homelessness? Okay, if you won't investigate it, because if I got an apartment tomorrow, I'd end up losing it because of gang stalking. Absolutely. It's all over the internet they create homelessness of targets. Okay? So I go, if you guys won't investigate it, I'm left in the victimization of it, and you're arresting me and ticketing me for illegal lodging. So the government, because it was a postal employee that stole my rent, they're all over the internet to be directly connected to gang stalking. Google it. They created the homelessness and are using it to exploit me by trying to claim that I'm mentally ill and that I can't take care of myself because I'm homeless. I won't get out of the homelessness, even though if I got an apartment tomorrow, I'd lose it because of the gang stalking. So basically what they do is create homelessness to exploit it, to exploit the target. In between, they'll claim that the target's not really being gang stalked. In order so, they have a normal appearing reason to not investigate it to get the target out of the victimization because they want the target to remain in it. Go to Google and type in gang stalking and police. This is about, but not limited to, human trafficking and eventual illegal syndicated probate control by trying to claim that the target's mentally ill because they're claiming they're being stalked by people they don't know when they factually are, okay? And that they can't take care of themselves because they're homeless and won't get out of it. And they will state that we believe this homelessness is because of the mental illness. This is how they get the probate control, so the target can be placed in a syndicated run group home and federal, state, and local funds can be applied for in their name, and the people that own these homes are directly connected to the gang stalking groups. It's a syndicate. It's organized crime. And what they're doing is making single women, single mothers, the elderly, the disabled homeless, so they can then use the court system and these schemes to achieve their objectives, including county mental health doctors, doctors in area neighborhood hospitals. Google those descriptions to gang stalking. Why do you believe that it's all over the internet that police are involved in gang stalking? Do you really honestly believe that the millions of responses that come up, the hundreds of thousands of responses that come up, are a lie? Everybody's crazy with the police, right? Sure. Absolutely. Why is the California Family Coalition suing Jan Goldsmith and the San Diego Prosecutor's Office for racketeering? And racketeering is all over the internet to be directly connected to gang stalking. They're schemes cleverly brought out to achieve an objective. Racketeering, human trafficking, insurance fraud, because the gang stalking will continue once the target's placed in these homes. Judges, probate lawyers, Google it. So, fellow American citizens, I don't know about you, but this pattern of behavior I'm showing you right now, you just heard this event that took place on a sidewalk on Gilman Road, okay, on Thanksgiving Day 2013. It's been caught on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of audio files since that date, and I'm about ready to play you right now an audio file, okay, that occurred 11 months before in Yucca Valley when I went there for 1 week and then came back. It was set along all my routes in Yucca Valley, caught on my tape recorder. So listen to this. So you can go to YouTube right now and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Yucca Valley Gang Stalking." There's 4 videos online. Getting along all my routes and repeating gang stalk everywhere I go along all my routes is how they intentionally, purposely mentally harass me in order to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime, to make me feel powerless, helpless, hopeless, victimized concerning it. It's done to try and induce, okay, a mental collapse while you're being physically collapsed as a result of the non-stop moving, while you're being financially drained because of the cost of moving. You would not believe the money I went through. In closing, check this out. When they came here on the 9th, and I played them these 2 audio files, okay? I'm gonna play both of them again really fast, but now I'm gonna play them from a distance. Now I want you to be able to honestly say to yourself, do you hear a man say gang stalk and then a woman just flat out say gang stalking from this distance? Okay, listen. Okay, that's the Yucca Valley one. I'm not going to play you right now the one that happened on Gilman Road, okay, 11 months later. Now, these 2 Instagrams and more were part of the tweet chain sent to Chief Zimmerman. These 2 audio files were played twice to these park rangers that came here and the 3 San Diego police officers. Now, I was wearing a digital running tape recorder on my chest attached to a pouch in my bra with the microphone right at the top as I was having this physical interaction with the 2 San Diego park rangers and the 3 San Diego police officers. When these 2 audio files were played to them, each one twice, they claimed they couldn't make sense of it or hear it even though I described what it was before it was played. But the tape recorder clearly picked it up in reference to the nature of what's on it. So, if the tape recorder can clearly pick it up and record it as it's playing, how can they claim they couldn't clearly hear it? Do you understand what I'm saying? The tape recorder was running and recording as I was talking to them while they were here. These 2 audio files were played to them right to their chest. Because one of them had a video camera on. I wanted to make sure that video camera caught it as well. That'll never see the light of day in court. The point being is that if the tape recorder clearly picked it up, being said, how could they claim that they couldn't hear it? They're claiming they can't hear it because the second that they admit that this is happening is the second they got to answer for the years and years and years that I have endured 1,000 audio files of this being said around me every day, everywhere I go, non-stop. It was just caught yesterday again. Because they're lying criminal whores. And that's all they are. If Chief Zimmerman was really concerned about investigating criminality, okay, that is happening to people, especially the disabled and women, then why didn't she retweet me back? That bitch was online, and excuse my frankness, but she is a criminal. Look, if this was happening to her, she's a woman. If this was happening to her, she'd be begging for people to help her. And she knows it. And I know that they will see this video because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. And the police are all over the internet to be directly perpetrators of it. So, if that little criminal ass of hers, okay, honestly believes that people are not able to use common sense and say, look, the chief of police was sent evidence, indisputable evidence, and doesn't reply, even though she was on the Twitter the day before talking about how Jeremy Henwood, a San Diego police officer, was killed and how they did a dedication service to it. She can't claim that she wasn't on Twitter or doesn't use Twitter. Bullshit. So, fellow American citizens, go to this Twitter account that I showed you, observe what was tweeted from the morning of the 7th of August, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and 11th. Review them very carefully, and you will see that criminal was sent this evidence. Excuse me, you will see what I tweeted about in reference to their response to it 22 hours later, them coming to this area. Ask yourself, why are they denying that this is evidence? Why didn't she tweet me back and say, why don't you come in and let's discuss this? Because they're criminals. And criminals don't want to admit that they've ever witnessed evidence. They're buying wiggle room so that the crime can continue towards me, so the motivation can be achieved. They're nothing but criminal whores, and that's all they'll ever be. I'm in San Diego, California. If I'm raped, robbed, assaulted, arrested, given a ticket for illegal lodging, concerning where I'm moving to, I'm predicting it right now. Today's date is August 11th or 12th, 2015. It's Tuesday. I'm in San Diego, California. Please say a prayer for my safety. Thank you.